Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of Tax in 10 with me, Rachel Souza, and Andrew Robbins. We're both tax partners in RSM's London office and have a wealth of experience in dealing with a wide range of private client matters. Your feedback remains valuable to us, so do keep it coming. We especially like to hear of thoughts on any topics you have that you would like us to cover. We can be contacted at rachel.d'Souza@rsmuk.com and andrew.robbins@rsmuk.com.
Hello, Rachel. And actually, I have a question for you today, which is a listener question. So our friend Tim Parr has raised this poser for you. So if I earn 30,000 a year and my employer has got £1,000 to put towards paying me a bonus, what tax rate will I suffer?
Oh, come on, that's easy. The answer depends on the tax band that you fall into, i.e. whether you're the 20%, the 40% or the 45% taxpayer. But in this case, you said that you're earning £30,000, so that's within the 20% band. So tax will be £200 and you'll take home £800 in your pocket. And you were the one who said my maths was bad.
Well, to be fair, I do think your maths is bad, but that is a whole different conversation. For now, it's Tim who's suggesting your maths is bad, because Tim says you'll end up with just under £600 in your pocket, so an effective rate of over 40%.
I don't get that. We clearly need to work this through because I know my maths is not that bad.
Well, I admit there is a bit of smoke and mirrors here, but only because your 20% tax rate ignores national insurance. On Tim's calculation, if my employer has got £1,000 to spend, the first £121 of that is going to go in paying employers national insurance. So you've actually only got about £880 to pay to you as the employee. If you then deduct income tax at 20% from that and employees' national insurance at 12%, you end up with just under £600 cash in the hands of the employee. Now, I know you can argue about whether that's the right way to look at the calculation, but the point is that especially for basic rate taxpayers, national insurance makes a huge difference to your spending money at the end of the day.
Why is it that national insurance seems to hit normal or average taxpayers much worse than high earners? Historically, national insurance wasn't a tax as we would think about it, but as the name suggests, it was a contribution, national insurance contributions, to a scheme so that the contributions were designed to pay for pension and healthcare and other kinds of social benefits like, I don't know, unemployment benefit. I think the reality, though, is that direct link with the social provision has long gone. And NICs these days just go into the general pot of tax receipts alongside all other tax receipts. So that begs a very reasonable question as to why do we still have it? Why do we still have national insurance? Wouldn't it be more honest just to have income tax? And also, this would make life a lot simpler.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are probably two reasons for it. Firstly, if you got rid of national insurance, it would change who pays your tax. If you're going to get rid of NIC, the government would have to increase headline income tax rates considerably. And as we know at the moment, employed and self-employed people effectively pay tax at a higher rate than people living off investment income or pensions. If you got rid of national insurance, the tax burden would, you would expect, go down for earners, but would go up for non-earners. Now, you can argue about whether that's a good thing or not, but you can't get away from the fact that there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be very unhappy about it. I think the other thing is that it's just not a good look from a political point of view. I mean, if you're a government and your big announcement is that I'm going to increase the basic rate of income tax from 20% to 28%, that's the headline, even though it may be the case that actually in the detail, by doing so, I'm reducing the tax burden for millions of average earners and shifting it over to pensioners or people who are just living off their investments.
I see what you're saying there. So there does seem to be huge advantages in getting rid of NI. So in other words, we've got simplification of the tax system. It would potentially help lots of average earners, and it would also spread the tax burden arguably more fairly across different sections of the community. So do we think it's a really good chance that that Rishi will actually abolish NIC? Do you think he's got this in his budget box?
If I was a betting man, I would give you very, very long odds against anything happening at all. I just don't think we're going to see it. I mean, if you remember, the government did try to change national insurance for the self-employed in 2017 by trying to equalise the rates of national insurance. And when they did that, within a matter of days, they were forced into a total sort of screeching U-turn on it and had to cancel the whole idea just because of the pressure that they suffered. There are huge vested interests in this area, and you've got to think that politically it's just picking a fight you don't need to have. However you might look at it as a tax practitioner. Now, however, for me personally, the idea that we could just have a single income tax system rather than these two parallel income tax and national insurance sets of rules that we currently have, which are similar but not the same and seem designed to make your life more difficult, that would be lovely, but I just can't see it happening unless you've got the inside track and you know otherwise.
I'm afraid I'm with you on this one. I think it's a brilliant idea. I think it's absolutely something that should be looked at and should actually be done. But I can't see that there's any political will to actually do it. It's just in that too difficult box, which is a great shame. Anyway, time will tell. We'll see. In the meantime, have you actually got a recommendation of something good for me to do this weekend?
I'm very excited this week, as you can tell by looking at me, because the latest Mick Herron novel has just come out. It came out, I think it may have been last Friday, and I'd finished it by last Saturday. Mick Herron is a modern spy thriller writer, and he has this series, the Slow Horses series, which is basically about this bunch of MI5 agents who are all a bit rubbish. They're not so rubbish that they could be sacked, but they're rubbish enough that they're pushed off to this unit for failed spies. And the novels are all about the adventures and misadventures of these bunch of failed spies. And I mean, it's black humor. It is absolute laugh out loud funny in places, but it's very modern. It feels like it's absolutely set in the real world. This is not James Bond going around drinking martinis, seducing people and shooting the bad guys. This is absolutely Chinese takeaways on stakeouts and losing the person you're supposed to be tailing because you missed them in a shop. It's really gritty. It's very up to date. The plots are really intricate, very clever. The writing is great. It's just a pleasure. It's a real pleasure to read. Mick Herron, and the series is called The Slow Horses.
Okay, that sounds interesting. Well, I'll look out for that. Thanks for that, Andrew. Anyway, thanks to everyone for listening. As always, please do let us have your comments and feedback. We can be contacted at andrew.robbins@rsmuk.com and rachel.d'souza@rsmuk.com. See you next time.
Bye.